Believe it or not, I'm on my last bale of hay for these cows. It's crazy. Alright guys, here's a quick shot of the dogs on day 5. They are definitely getting bigger. Yeah. And they're getting messier. Yeah. Alright, so I isolated Iris here and gave her own little pen and separate hay and separate water, and she's going to have the calf pretty soon, so I definitely want to have her separate from the rest of the cows. That way I can kind of get the calf nursing and put the ear tag in, and I usually spray iodine in the navel, but she is really close. Yeah, close enough to separate, huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright guys, take a look at this. Puppies are 6 days old. They are getting big. Still have their eyes closed. They're getting cute. I put another blanket in here. Kind of clean it up a little bit. Pretty soon I'll be putting down probably a lot of paper towels, and then when they get bigger, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When they get bigger, I'll probably go to maybe some kind of a bedding or something that it's easy to spot clean, or newspapers, or I don't know. These guys are so cute. Oh my goodness. Puppy says, I'm awake. Where's Mama's milk? That's so funny. Oh, poor baby. Poor baby. Oh, here comes Mama. Here comes Mama. Alright, here comes Mama. Here comes Mama. That's a lot of puppies. That is a lot of puppies. Yeah. Alright, so it is the end of the 6th day. Let's take a look at what 6-day-old puppies look like. Oh, look how cute. How cute. Oh my goodness. This one's looking for Mama's milk. Yes, we have 7 puppies. So I spread out the blankets a little bit more in here. These guys seem very content. So it's a really warm day out, and the air conditioner in here is blowing pretty good. And I don't know, the temperature up here says it's 86, but I think that's the temperature up high. It says 93 maximum, but I think that's pretty much the higher temperature, because down here where the puppies are, I think it's about, I don't think it's over 80 down here. Yeah, these guys are very content. Yeah, look at that. Those are some cute faces. Still don't have their eyes open. I can just watch these guys all day. They are so cute. They look like little, they look like little Chinese toys or something. They don't even look real. They are so funny. Oh, and here comes Mama, checking out her puppies. Yeah, oh boy, huh, yeah. Oh boy. I've been putting this dry food in the corner here, and she's been eating it, I think, maybe every other day she'll clean it up and have to refill it. But they say you can't feed a mama dog too much. Look at how thin she's getting already. Yeah, 6 cans of food and all the dry food she can eat. And she's definitely losing a lot of weight. And last year, right at the end of her nursing, she was really super skinny. I could not keep the weight on her. She was eating so much I thought she was going to throw up. She was eating so much. So far she's looking at actually a pretty decent weight. So I don't think she's too skinny yet. But boy, these guys are just so cute. Yeah, you just want to pick them up and play with them. Yeah, so adorable. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think they're all crying for mama's milk. They all look like they have a really good body weight, which is good. Oh yeah. There comes mama again. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think the pile of puppies is getting bigger on mama. Wow, they are growing fast. Whew. Seems like they're a lot bigger once you pile them up. Yeah, that's something. I wish they could just stay this size for a little longer, but I know they're going to grow really fast. That's great. Alright guys, so I just finished feeding the cows. And I just realized I'm actually working on my last big bale of hay over here. So I just filled up the feeder, and what I usually do is when I get close to the end, if I can, I'll just pile the rest of the hay up in here. And look at these ducks. They want to come in, I'm going out. But I'm down to pretty much this last partial bale, the big bale, so basically that means tomorrow's hay day. And my normal guy, he's actually out of hay. We're kind of right between the seasons here. So, oh my goodness, I don't know what that bull's doing. But so normally I go all the way through no man's land, way down south to get my hay. So this will actually be a shorter trip, and it's from a place I've never been to. So it should be interesting. So every year getting hay is like an adventure, because I'm always at a new place, getting it from a new farm, and you never know what to expect. And so this time, instead of a straight grass hay, I'm actually going to get a 50-50 alfalfa grass mix, and it's pretty much price comparable to what I'm paying, but it has a higher protein, and hopefully not too much protein or it'll give the cow the squirts. But so yeah, so tomorrow I'm already scheduled to go and load up the trailer and get 4 big bales, and that should last me about a month with these guys. So you'll have to come along and check that out. It should be an interesting ride, and to see what kind of setup they have as far as setting things up. Look at this guy, huh? This is Anubis. He's a little more sketchy than T-Bone, my other big bull. Still pretty friendly though. So yeah, you have to be sure to watch when I get that. Depending on what happens, I'm guessing it'll be still on the same video. Unless something big happens, like Iris has a baby in the middle of the night or something. Iris is my milk cow, if you haven't been watching, and she's about ready to pop. So we'll see what happens. So speaking of hay, take a look at this. This is just some of the grass out here that's grown just kind of wild. If you look look at the ground. It's really green. And it's funny, just 3 weeks ago, people were selling bales of hay for like $13. It was like the best price I could get. And with hay, it's kind of interesting because you need the right amount of moisture, and then you need for the moisture to stop at the right time. So if you look at this hay, this grass, so basically hay, all it is just baled grass. And we're up at 9,000 feet, so this hay is a little bit less mature than most grass hay. But down at lower elevations, I mean, if you look out here, it's just really lush and thick. So we had a lot of moisture this spring, and then for the last, I'd say, week and a half, it basically stopped raining. So I have one spot out here that's really thick. Actually, I have one spot out here that's an old horse manure pile that always grows the lushest, greenest grass. And what happens is a good hay year, the rain will stop basically right before the grass goes to seed. And if the grass goes to seed, it's too late, and it gets stemmy, and there's not enough leaves, and it's really bad hay. And what hay farmers are doing is they're wanting to get their hay at the leafiest point, and they want to bale it right away. So take a look at this. So this is just basically wild grass here. The guy that lived before me lived here. He had horses maybe 15 years ago, and he put all his manure here from his horses, and it grows some awesome grass right here. And I actually cut this for my cows, and if it stops raining at the right point, and the farmers get out there and they have a chance to cut it at the right time and bale it at the right time, which this spring it's perfect. We got a lot of moisture, the rain stopped, everyone's baling. And I took a look on Craigslist. Now you can get hay for $5 a bale. It's incredible. And I think it's even going to go down further. And that's kind of the tipping point. You get hay that's selling for, $2 or $3 a bale, because people can just go out and bale up these empty lots with fantastic hay, because the grass just kind of grows wild if you get enough moisture. So, I think hay is really going to come down. I think it's probably going to drop a lot less than what I'm paying on this trip tomorrow. And so, in about a month from now, I'll be getting some really cheap hay, and it's going to be a really good year for cattle ranches. So I thought I'd give you a quick update on what's going on here in the reptile room. So I got these 2 egg boxes. And if you watched my last video, this is clutch number 3 that we cut. And I actually had a question on one of my videos, and they say, if you cut the eggs, why isn't it okay to take the snake out? And that's actually a very good question. I actually don't know the answer to that. And I think maybe because the snakes just aren't mature enough, and maybe it's because they have to stay hydrated until they emerge on their own. But it's pretty much it's universally accepted that you just leave them in the eggs. So, so here I got a few little eggshells that are empty, and I'll just throw those away. And a few have come out, a few are still in, so I'm just going to leave the ones that are in the eggshell until they actually come out. So it looks like we have a little lemon blast here. These are really big hatchlings. I can't believe how big they are. So we'll actually go through these once they all come out. And I'm actually going to take a weight on this guy, because this is one of the heaviest snakes that I have seen. Wow! 75 grams right out of the egg. That's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen hatchlings that heavy. So for this guy, doesn't look like a scaleless head. And let me look at the vent on that one. And let me set up this tripod real quick. Okay, so for the scaleless head, we have a split scale on the vent scale. And even if they don't have a scaleless head, sometimes you can tell if it's a low expression scaleless head. And that one, I don't know if you can see it, but it is definitely not split. That last scale right before the vent is a solid scale. So unfortunately this isn't a scaleless head. It's a really nice looking lemon blast. Woo! And it's quick too. I can't even believe how big this one is. Wow! So that was the one from the box that still has some in the egg still. So I'll take a look at these other ones. This one, looks like a really nice pastel. When they shed out the first time, they are really bright. And I'll take a look at the vent on this one too, if she'll let me. Now that she wants to run. Welcome to the world, little guy. First handling session for this hatchling. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Not a scaleless head. But it's a nice looking pastel. Very nice. And here's another one. Doesn't look like a scaleless head. This looks like a nice pastel too. This one looks even bigger. I can't believe how big these are. Not a scaleless head. Let's see how much this guy weighs. Whoa! Woo! He's taking off, huh? I might need a box or something for that guy. But I guess we'll get a weight a little bit later on. Wow. It's going a little bit crazy. Alright, so this one doesn't look like a scaleless head either. Boy, that's some bad luck. Not a scaleless head. Another lemon blast, which is a pastel pinstripe. And then one more in the egg, sticking his head out. That doesn't look like a scaleless head either. Really bad odds on this clutch. So as far as scaleless heads go, no normals yet though. So I have another box that's almost ready to hatch. It still has 2 days before they'll probably start pipping. And for this one, actually a couple days ago, I put this ceiling tile grate in there right from the chute, right from the get-go. And I'm hoping that if they hatch on their own, then the babies won't get all full of vermiculite. But I don't know if it's really an issue with the other ones, because they seem pretty dry coming out, and it wasn't really sticking as they came out. It only really stuck to that one that I cut and they crawled out. So these guys, they're a lot more dehydrated than I would like. This is like one of my earlier clutches that I think it was on the bottom and it didn't get enough humidity. So hopefully these guys are okay. They're really dimpled in. So have to stay tuned for that one. So I put some new press and seal. Every time I open them up and look at them, I always put new press and seal on. These will go back in the incubator, and I'm keeping the other ones that hatched in the incubator too. So here's a quick update on my my first 2 batches of eggs. So basically I moved them from the top down in the middle, so it's just easier to get to. And these guys are doing great. They've actually, most of them have eaten once. There's a couple that have been a little bit stubborn. So, and the funny thing is, they like to crawl up on this little, this wet moss sponge, which is kind of funny. And that one hasn't eaten, which is a pastel 50% het pied. And then I have a normal, which hasn't eaten, which is kind of surprising. Usually the normals are the ones that eat the most, the fastest. And here's another really bright pastel. So these pastels, after they shed, they are just really blazing yellow. It's pretty amazing. So you pull them out of the egg and you look at them right out of the egg box, but boy, they just really glow. It's pretty amazing after they shed for the first time. And they say, you know, pastels, once they get older, they fade a little bit. So at the reptile show, when you see my display and I'm I'm showing you some of my snakes. The hatchlings really glow brighter than a lot of your adults. So we have another pastel here. Bright little guy. That is a female, 50% het pine. And another pastel. This one is really screaming bright. And some of them are brighter than others. It's kind of amazing. This is the normal het pine. Shed out. I haven't really done anything. This is the het pine that I think is 100% het pine. And then the coral glows. Whew. These guys are awesome. And I still can't quite figure out on the coral glows if they are pastels or not. I'm going to have to do some research on that. But I have some really nice coral glows here. So, and they're all males, 50% het pine, possible pastel. So it's amazing how chunky they get after just one little meal. And I have one more coral glow here. I'll be selling these at the show. So I'll be selling at the COEPE and probably the Repticon in Denver. And then this guy's just a normal, but it is a female and a scaleless head. So this is probably so far one of my only holdbacks. Really nice looking. I'm hoping to breed her with my scaleless head male and actually finally get some totally scaleless snakes maybe in 3 years. So that's pretty much it for my hatchling update. Alright guys, so you've been waiting for something big to happen? It just happened. Check this out. So I was just going through my tubs thinking, oh, I wonder if one of these girls have laid. And sure enough, this girl has laid a whole big pile of eggs. That is a ton of eggs. Yeah. So this het caramel, so it's 100% het caramel albino, which means she carries the caramel albino gene. And I bred this one with my scaleless head. So I'm hoping for possible, if I could get a male out of this, a scaleless head, I could breed it back to her next year, or maybe the following year, and maybe get some caramel albino scaleless heads, which would be really cool. So let me set up this girl. Let me get a couple egg boxes first. So believe it or not, this is actually my 11th clutch of ball python eggs. Things are really getting crazy. So here we go. Oh my goodness. Whew, that is a pile of eggs. Alright, I want to pull this out. Oh yeah. And she started the year really heavy. She's one of my biggest females. She actually started at 2,133 grams. And she was still eating after that. So I'm expecting a lot of eggs from her. I'm going to put her down there in that boa tub if I can get her off here. Whew. That looks like a good clutch. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I can get her. Oh boy, huh? It looks like she has laid all the eggs. There's just a little bit in her tail. She's just hanging on that last little bit. Oh. She doesn't want to relax. Come on, buddy. I'm gonna have to set her down. Whew. Tickle her tail a little bit. She is caught up in these eggs. Alright. She's not really aggressive at all. And if you look at her body, how it's sunk in all the way, no eggs left in there at all. Alright. So, let's see how many we have here. Wow. That is a bunch of eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is a 10 egg clutch. Whew. That is beautiful. Alright. So, I am going to separate these eggs here. if I can. So we'll see how well they separate. They look like they've been in here for a while. It almost seems like it has some kind of a chalky film on it. Oh, these are really stuck. Almost can't get them. I think it's too big to fit in the box the way it is. Oh, I got one. See if I can get another one here. Alright. Yeah, we're making progress. 2 down. Alright, so this one looks like it's doable. Yeah, I'm actually hoping actually if I had 2 scaleless heads, a male and a female from this clutch, I could actually breed them back together. Of course, they both be 50% het caramel albino, and I'd be playing the odds on that one, but technically if I held back 2 and hit the odds right, I could actually, within 3 years, I could have a totally scaleless caramel albino, which is one way to go. Boy, these are, I don't know about these. Oh, I think this is too big for the egg box, the way it is. Oh, I don't want to rip any eggs. Wow, these are really stuck. I really want to get them apart though. I think if I just work at it slowly. Boy, she must have laid quite a while ago on these. So they are really, really tough. Man. I heard that if you actually rip them accidentally, you can use glue to glue them. I think people use Elmer glue, which I actually don't have any, but it looks like I'm getting it slowly, slowly, slowly. There we go. Boy. Whoa. Well, I guess you're going to have to wait for the next video for the hay ride. Obviously, that's not going to happen with this video. Those are really stuck. Oh. Oh boy. It's so weird how these are stuck. Now these, I don't know about these. I think they'll come. Just have to kind of tease them apart. I think the trick on these is just to be patient. All right. Yes. All right, now I'm going to get these boxes set up. So I already pre-mixed these. Put the Glad press and seal on. Mixed up 50-50 vermiculite water. So these should all be ready to go at the right humidity, right temperature. And I keep a bunch in my incubator. Well, my incubator's filling up. So hopefully I can keep doing a bunch of eggs. And I'm going to grab my trusty little tripod here. and set this up and candle the eggs. Okay, so I have my little flashlight. We'll turn out the light. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm just looking for the embryo, which is right there, that little circle. And you just want to make sure the circle is on the top. This one is right there. This one's right there. It's 3. This is number 4. This one, number 5. Number 6, right there. Oh, this one. It's number 7. Huh. Number 8. Number 9. These are all on top. And number 10. So this tub was actually bad enough to where I just went and changed the substrate. So what I'm basically using is I'm using these Reptisorb liners on the bottom, which is like a real thin cloth fabric, and then just paper towels on the top. And that's been working really good. And then I'll grab this lady here. She's probably a little freaked out. Yeah. Alright. Whew, she's getting away. Alright, here we go. She is a big girl. Wow. Even after laying eggs, she's really big. Whew. There she goes. So I'll just give her a little water. And her little sphagnum moss ball was still smelled good. So I just rehydrated it and put it in there. So what I'll do now with these is put on some press and seal and label the boxes. So the other thing I do is label the tub with when they laid the eggs. And I think this is interesting. So she ovulated the 4th of April and it's the 1st of June. So it's coming in about close to 2 months after they ovulate that I'm getting eggs, which is pretty interesting. And then I take the off feed sticker off because now that she laid, she'll be eating again. So to kind of give you a quick rundown of where I am, I think I have probably close to, I'd say probably close to 90 eggs and hatchlings, which is crazy, 11 clutches. And I still have a few females to go, so I have another het caramel here. I'm pretty sure she's going to go maybe next. She's my biggest snake. So I'm thinking she may give me more than 10, maybe as many as 15 eggs. And I crossed her with my scaleless head too. And then I have this pastel pinstripe here that hasn't laid. I think she's going to go. And let's see, everyone down there is laid. These guys in this row have laid. So then I have my albino het pied. I think she's going to go. I actually did an ultrasound on her and it looks like she was. This pied female, I don't think she's going to go. I could do a quick ultrasound at some point, but I don't think she's going to go. Then I have this normal. I think she's going to go. She laid eggs. Then I have a pied female up here. I think she's going to lay. Albino female. I think she's going to lay. A normal, she's going to lay. And a lesser, she's going to lay. So I got a lot coming too. So then I actually bred this bumblebee at a really light weight. She might go. I haven't actually did an ultrasound in her, so I'll have to take a look. And then I also paired this white wedding. I think she was too small. If she lays eggs, she'll have little mini eggs. So the season's getting pretty crazy. Okay, so I labeled the egg boxes with the pairing. It was my het caramel #1 female with my scaleless head male. And then laid the 1st of June 18, which is today, and it should hatch on the 26th of July, which is 55 days. I found out they're hatching closer to 59 or 60. So just to be consistent, I'm going to keep the same dates through this whole season, and next year I'll probably change it to 60. And then I also labeled the side here, just in case I switch the top somehow. I still know what's what. And I like to label the top so I can look down on the boxes and kind of see what's in them without having to look at the sides. And I keep all that in Excel too, so I have a pretty good Excel spreadsheet. And in there I record the pairing, the date laid. I don't record the ovulations, but I do record the number of eggs, the number of slugs, and the number of eggs that go bad in the incubator, which is kind of interesting. And all the results of the hatch, so all the males and females, pastels, coral glows, I'll record all that, just kind of out of curiosity. So thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you next video, and we'll do the hayride, and hopefully something else big will happen. I'll see you then. So take a look at my incubator. I only have 4 more boxes on the bottom. All the other ones are full of eggs, and I already pulled some hatchlings out. Wow.